gentlemen, the show is about to start in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
Top of the morning, Raider Nation, man. Happy Tuesday. It is another episode of Good Morning Raider Nation live Raiders podcast. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. How are you guys doing this morning, man? I hope all is well. Shout out to everybody in the chat. So, let me see. Let me shout y'all out, man. You already know how we get down with the get down. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, indeed. Shout out to the mile with the most, man. It's NorCal Raider Jesse in the building. You know what it is. That's right. We got Brian Rodriguez in the house, man. Please buy it. Should please buy McDaniels. Let me see. Who else? We got Xavier Foster in the building, man. Let me see. Top of the morning to you. Let's see. We got something better than one red ring. We got two of those Mickey Fickies, man. Two red rings in the building, man. Top of the morning, man. So many coaches. Let's see. Yeah, I think a lot of candidates would come here. If that position comes open for the Raiders, we're gonna discuss it in a minute. Let me finish shouting out everybody, man. Milo Hunt, man, good morning to you. Top of the morning. Yes, indeed, good to see you, man. We got Wild Turkey in the building, man. Top of the morning. Thank you for being here, man. Appreciate you. You know that. Let's see. We got Raider Fontaine in the building, man. What's the deal? Top of the morning to you. Let's see. That's it about right now, man. Let people start gathering around, man. Hey, salute to everybody that's here watching, man. Yes, we're gonna talk about, like you see in the thumbnail, right? Are the Raiders firing McDaniels? Has the time come for McDaniels to for us to move on from McDaniel? We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. You know what I mean? And we're gonna cover both sides of the coin. We're gonna play devil's advocate as well as speaking in favor of the fans and speak as favor in the team. We gotta be logical about this thing, because I'm gonna tell you. I told y'all. Matter of fact, told y'all last year. Everybody wanted Carr to be gone. I said, the grass ain't always greener on the other side, bro. You know what I mean? Sometimes you make moves, and sometimes that moves don't bring you what you were expecting to get or hoping to get. You know what I mean? So are you prepared for that? Are you prepared to, if McDaniels does lose his job, are you prepared to go out there and get another head coach who could be worse? And I don't think like McDaniels is the worst coach ever. I don't think he's the worst coach. Yeah, he has his moments, but he's not the worst. There's more to this picture than just he. You know what I mean? I think you gotta admit, man, there's times out there, yeah, there's some play calling like settling for field goal type things. Yeah, we need 7 because we're down 2-3 scores. Gotta go for it on 4th down, bro. You know what I mean? I think sometimes you hesitate, but hold on. Here's a lot of things that you gotta factor into this. We know what quarterbacks we have. We know it's Garoppolo. We know it's Hoyer. We know it's a very green Aiden O'Connell. And sometimes we overreact with the play calling and say, oh, he's a terrible play caller. Think about it. Is it that he's a terrible play caller? Or is it that he's not 100% sold in the quarterbacks he has, therefore he can't call the right play? Or if you had the right quarterback in there, you can make the right call. Sometimes you gotta limit yourself and be like, I can't. I want to call this play, but I can't because I know the limitations of this quarterback. I know his limitations. I can't have him out there. He can't run every play that I want to run. Can that be a factor as well? That sometimes your talent kind of goes against what your game plan is. You only can coach with the talent you're allowed. You know what I mean? So you kind of think of it like that because we're sitting back watching this, and I seen. If y'all paid attention to this game, when Hoyer hit the sideline one time, McDaniels was not pleased. And we say it's the play calling, but we sit up here all the time and talk about on certain plays with Garoppolo. Damn, Devontae wide open. Damn, Mayer was wide open. So those same play calls, those individuals open, but the person throwing the ball didn't see and throw it to him in that play call. But we blame McDaniels all the time. Like I said, he gets his fair share, though. He gets his fair share of blame, but he doesn't get all the blame. All the blame, hell no. See, a lot of people just overreacting. Because there's times that I see players out there open that the quarterback did not throw to. We see it all the time. I hear everybody talk about it. Oh, look, he didn't even see. So what is it? Is it the play caller or the person running the play? You know what I mean? Is it the chicken or the egg? What is it? That's all like I said, I sit back and I go watch these plays and I'm looking at it, well, damn. It wasn't McDaniels wearing number 24 that only stuck a hand out there and let the motherfucker run by with the ball. That wasn't McDaniels out there making the tackle. I'm like, damn, it wasn't McDaniels that missed the field goal. Or damn, it wasn't McDaniels who couldn't get 2 feet in. Or McDaniels who couldn't catch the ball that was right dead in your fucking hands. So everything got to go to everywhere. You know what I mean? So it kind of remind me of school. You know what I mean? You got 2 kids. One kid hit the other kid hit back. Who's at fault? Like, oh, well, we seen him hit him back. Well, not hit him. You didn't see him in the back. We didn't see it's got like the fouls in football. We didn't see who did it first. So the guy that did it first ain't at fault. You know what I mean? So it's like with football, it's always the guy that's calling the play. Now McDaniel takes the blame because he is the head coach. He's the head coach. The coordinators that you have, he brought here to groom these guys, to develop them. So if your guys are not out there producing, you made that choice. So somebody's going to have to be the scapegoat, and not necessarily the scapegoat, because usually I tend to believe that when they use the term scapegoat, it's somebody who's going to take the blame that shouldn't take all the blame. And right now, I think McDaniels is the scapegoat. He's taking all the blame and shouldn't take all the blame. He should take some of the blame. But like I said, he's not the one out there not tackling, missing tackles, not blocking, not catching a pass, not getting 2 feet down, not missing field goals. You gotta, hey, stop. It's like a parent that fucking kid can't do wrong. An enabler. That's all that shit is enabling your players to just not perform. So that's how I see it right there. I'm not giving them a pass. I see, that's why you guys got to listen to it from the beginning. I know some of y'all come in late, so let me rewind and tell you. All the blame does not go to McDaniels. Let's keep that right. Let's keep it right. He does not get all the blame. Yeah, some of the play calls he make, that's what I blame him for. He's the play caller on offense. He don't do defense. So Graham gets his fair share of blame as well. The coordinators at every position, the positions that's not performing, they get the blame as well. They're the ones teaching these guys the system and trying to groom these guys in the system, but they're not. You know what I mean? Whose fault is it on defense if these motherfuckers ain't wrapping up? You know what I mean? The linebacker coach, the defensive line coach, secondary coach, who's responsible for wrapping up when he, come on, bruh. McDaniels ain't got shit to do with motherfucking teaching motherfuckers how to tackle. He's the head, he's the overseer. He's always double standard. That's like some feminine shit. It's always like being in a relationship. It's always double standard. When she do it, it's okay. When I do it, it's a fucking problem. And that's what I mean by that. You know what I mean? These players got to be accountable. When we going to start making these motherfucking players accountable for what the fuck they not doing? The Garoppolos, the Hoyers. Everybody shit on Hoyer. Hoyer's trash. So what? Because McDaniels brought Hoyer in here? Well, Hoyer's a fucking backup. He's been a backup his whole fucking career. So why was there going to be anything different? And then Aiden O'Connell's a rookie. You know he's not going to be top of the line, Juan Carlos Rossi. You know what I mean? He's going to be Thunderbird. He's going to be Thunderbird, not Rossi. Even though Carlos Rossi ain't top of the line, but it's better than Thunderbird, though. And then any coach, any brand new coach, go look the stats up. I got stats for you. In a rebuild, this is a rebuild for the Raiders, right? Am I not mistaken? Are we currently in a rebuild? Yes or no? Let me ask the chat. Are we currently in a rebuild? This is only 7 games in, second season. Are we in a rebuild? And watch this. I bet y'all don't even know the fucking answer. How many years does it take to rebuild a team? And I got the answer right now. I looked it up and I'm like, what the fuck everybody in a fucking rush for? If you say 2 years, you're wrong. 3 years, you're wrong. You know what I mean? These are facts. And I got numbers to back them up with, even stats with like when Pete Carroll went to Seattle. I'll give you an example. Now, this was 8 years ago. This is some shit people wrote. They were asking the question, how long, matter of fact, I'll read the question for y'all. How many years should rebuilding actually take? All right. I thought about this a while, thinking of some teams like the Jaguars and Rams. Mind you, this is 8 years ago that this was written. Jaguars and Rams, who have seemed to be in rebuilding mode for 3 to 4 years now. How long should it take before a team is actually competitive? I have no doubt the Rams should be a contender by now, and the Jags are in year 3 with Gus Bradley seeming to still be rebuilding. But it comes down to, I think 4 years should be maximum I understand different rosters, ownership, but I remember the Lions going from 0-16 to 10-6 with a playoff appearance in 3 years. So the question, how long should it actually take to rebuild? So they're thinking about 4 years max it should take. We're in year 2. Now, here's the breakdown of Seattle when they rebuilt. Looking at the Seahawks, they went 4-12, then 5-11, and then hired Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll went 7-9 first year, 7-9 second year, 11-5 third year, and 13-3 fourth year. So the first 2 years, Pete Carroll was 7-9. Third year, 11-5. So the way it looked like when Seattle did it, it took them the first 2 years to accumulate. Because don't forget the draft picks they had during that time. They built a damn good defense. But that damn good defense didn't come after year 1. Some of the pieces came. Then in year 2, more pieces came with draft free agency. And then in year 3, that's when things went to 11-5 from 7-9, 2 consecutive years. Fourth year, 12 wins. And we know the what happened with that story. Super Bowl. You know what I mean? So it's a process. It's a process. But see, I understand the fact that we come from an angle of being fans that have not seen success in so long that we want it overnight. But realistically, you will not get it overnight. It won't happen. Not with a 53-man roster. How do you clean out a 53-man roster? 53 people, right? 53 people on a team, right? But you only get 7 draft picks a year. You got a salary cap. How's that going to happen overnight? And then here's the thing with, and I seen this dude. I guess when it went to the Aces parade yesterday with a sign, fire Josh McDaniels, be smart, telling fucking Mark Davis to be smart. You be smart, bruh. Fire Josh McDaniels now. Okay, who do you hire as coach? Like, y'all want shit overnight? Why? This is what's gonna happen to him. You fire Josh McDaniels, right? We got 2 drafts in and 2 free agencies. What do you think the new regime after McDaniel's going to come in and do with the players that we got here now? Who are they going to get rid of? And that resets the rebuild all over again. So now we're 2 years in a hole for nothing. Then you come in and you got to reevaluate the talent that fits what you're trying to do now, because they drafted players for what they're trying to do right now. So you fire McDaniels, when you bring in a new coach, the new coach's philosophy ain't the same. His system is not the same. And the players that we have for that system don't fit. So what the fuck you think we do then? Hey, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. What you think is going to happen then? You want change overnight? You just going to reset it. Now we're 2 years in the hole. Now we got to go right back to the beginning. Now the new regime, the new head coach got to come in and see what people are on the roster, who fits his system, who don't. Trade away those who don't. Let the others walk that's coming out of 1-year deals. Then you go into the draft and try to draft people that fit what you're doing. Now we're doing it all over again. And here's the kicker. It's not promised it's going to work. Get a brand new coach in here and you're not promised it's going to work. You might get a deja vu. Where first year for the new coach, he only wins 6 games. Everybody bitching and whining. Second year comes, we win 3 games out of the first 7. Oh shit, fire that coach. So how many times do we fire a coach and reset the rebuild every time we do so, bruh? Every time you fire a coach, you reset. Boy, it's gonna be 30 fucking years before we see a fucking playoff win. we at that rate, you fire a coach every other year? Every other year? Shit, the only thing that showed promise was when Gruden was here 4 years. Remember I told you, with Seattle, 4 years. In a rebuild, 4 years. What did Gruden do in 4 years? He built a team that made the playoffs. It took 4 years. He came in, he assessed just like what McDaniels is doing now. Nobody bitched and moaned about motherfucking Gruden his year one when he only won what? How many games did Gruden fucking win? 4 fucking games? You know what I mean? 4 games? Where was the outrage and the fire Gruden and be smart, think smart? What was that at when Gruden first came here the second time around? When he traded Khalil Mack and Amari Cooper. Where the fuck was the outrage then? Nobody was fire Chucky. Everybody was riding Chucky's dick with no Vaseline. That's why I said, you guys, it ain't about fucking McDaniels and Gruden. What it's about is this fucking team. You keep hitting reset every other year. We not gonna do shit. Never. We ain't never gonna do shit with that fucking theory. That fucking philosophy. Reset every fucking other year. I don't know how y'all been seeing how teams get built, but never like that. Never. I'll give you another good example. Now let's look at the Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia Eagles just recently made another trade for a safety from the Titans. So they using a lot of draft picks, but they're in win now mode. These guys were just in the Super Bowl, and they got a fairly nice mixture from their draft picks to free agency. But how did they get there? How did the Eagles get to where they're at? So let's go ahead and take a look at this. I think I might shit on myself. Nah, let me quit. He's so nasty. Hey, if I do, I ain't gonna tell y'all. I'm just gonna get up and clench my ass cheeks and wobble to the motherfucking bathroom. Nah, let me quit. I'm being nasty and shit. Okay, so shout out to the Eagles, man. This is how you build a fucking championship roster. That's why I look at Philadelphia and I'm like, that's how you do this shit. The way they're doing it, they're doing it. All right, so let me give you an idea. Oh, and don't forget the Chip Kelly days. But when Andy Reid was there, Andy Reid was consistent winner. That's one thing I give Andy Reid. Matter of fact, he's the longest tenured head coach with Philadelphia. From 2001 all the way to 2000 and why they skipped? Oh, they skipped the year. 2006, 2010. Oh, wait a minute. What am I looking at? Oh, that's division championships. My bad. Hold on. Let me get the full record. Let me show you how Philadelphia, and I like how Philadelphia get down because now it's just like what the Rams did. Rams did it for 1 year, though. They grabbed a whole bunch of people for that one Super Bowl. Philadelphia got a lot of young drafted talent that's going to be around for a minute and on cheap contracts. And right now they're making trades for guys that can come in right now. And we know it's defense that wins championships. Defense wins championships. And they're building a defense, bruh, that's causing havoc. I'm like, they actually going out there and spending the draft picks that they need because they're winning now. I mean, they made the Super Bowl. If they didn't make the Super Bowl last year, then I don't think that this path that they're on will be the same. It would have some kind of differential in it as far as how they approach adding pieces to the team? Do they give up draft picks for established players? Or do they just keep them and go into the draft and draft their own? And just like when I was looking up the process of drafting a roster, how you do it, you don't draft for need. You don't draft for right now, today. You draft for tomorrow. The players that you get in the draft on a rebuild, you're not drafting them to come dominate right now. They're for the future. And this is the blueprint that I went and read on NFL.com that they wrote a while ago about the process of rebuilding a roster. And that looks exactly what we're doing. You drafted Tyree Wilson. We knew he wasn't going to start this year because we didn't know Chandler Jones was still in the mix. Chandler Jones was going to start, hands down. Max Crosby's going to start. So where was you going to start? Where was Wilson going to start? Even though we had a high draft pick on this guy, he wasn't drafted for right now because the ceiling on Tyree Wilson is so fucking ridiculous. Bruh, you could not pass up on Tyree Wilson. Like his ceiling, if he hits the ceiling, he could be one of the greatest defensive ends of all time. And I'm not trying to put 10 on 2. I'm saying because the shit that he's born with is there. All he has to do is be groomed and be developed, and he can hit that. He can hit what his potential is. That's what it is. That's why you think Max Crosby got drafted. It's because of the gifts he already had that he was born with, the wingspan, the motor. All that shit is already in him. You don't just develop a motor. Either you the kind of motherfucker that always, hey, go, 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 go. Ain't nobody teach you how to have a motor. It's either in you or it ain't. You know what I mean? So Max Crosby, when we drafted him, he was drafted for his potential, not for what he brought. He came from Eastern Michigan. Bruh. You know, people want to knock Tyree because, oh, man, he went to Texas Tech. I'm like, fucking Max Crosby went to Eastern Michigan. What the fuck? I don't think none of that shit matters. They evaluate you as a player. Where everybody passed on Max Crosby. And you know what? They probably passed on him because of the college he went to. That's a no-no. You don't draft somebody because of what college they go to. Now, that could be one of the factors of why you draft a guy, but not the main factor of, oh, yeah, look how many times we went Alabama route. Rolando McClain. How'd that work out? Linebacker. Alabama. How'd that work? You know what I mean? Alex Leatherwood. How'd that work? If you was to go with a guy from just because of the school they went to. And where the fuck is this shit at? Hold on. I'm trying to find something real quick, man. I think I might have overpassed. Jing Jing Chingaling. Okay, hold on. Oh no, that's something else. Dang it, I can't find the shit. But yeah, I'm just saying, everybody who deserves blame deserves blame. And it's just like the same way they say, like with quarterbacks. Quarterbacks get all the blame and none of the glory. But we know as fans that it shouldn't be like that. That's just a saying. That's just a moniker. Oh, quarterbacks they get all the blame and none of the glory. But for you to even say that is like saying you acknowledge that he shouldn't get all the blame. You know what I mean? To even come up with something that refers to that is saying that you acknowledge that he shouldn't get all the blame. Should he get some of the blame? Of course, it's a team sport. You know what I mean? It's a team sport. Everybody who's not producing gets a finger. You need to step the fuck up. I don't care if it's the head coach, the coordinators, the players, the GM. You got to step up. You got to, bruh. You got to show some kind of improvement. Damn, man, my stomach bubbling like a motherfucker. Oh, shit. shout out to the 41 watching, man. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. Salute to all y'all, man. Hey, shout out to Ozzy, man. Top of the morning. James Furpo, what's the deal, man? Top of the morning. Yeah, hey, Clemson, how that work? Cleveland Farrell, Renfro. You know what I mean? That's why I said you don't. Some people just, I don't know. And I can't say some people. Some teams approach to draft picks. I wonder sometimes, do these dudes be flipping coins in the draft room? All right, heads will pick him, but tails will take that guy. That's what I'm saying. Back to the drawing board shit, bro. And it's not just the coach doing that. It's what you think we're going to do if you fire the coach right now. That ain't back to the drawing board? You know what I mean? That's why I said what needs to be done, let him coach the season out. Ain't no sense in firing him in the middle of the season. What the fuck for? We're not a playoff contender. Our team is not that good. So what's the use of firing him now and losing games to keeping him and losing games? What's the difference? Because right now you can't even interview possible candidates from other teams until the season is complete. You can't even interview nobody. So what's the purpose of firing him now? If you are gonna let him go, wait till after the season. Draw you up the candidates of the people that you feel you want to interview to come in and see who would be the next coach. If McDaniels does get fired, then you do it the right way. You do it. You got to have a method to your madness. You can't just go out there and, you know what I mean, throw shit at a wall and whatever sticks and hire them. You know what I mean? Now, there's options out there. There's options. We already know about Harbaugh at Michigan. He's doing a damn good job at Michigan. He has head coaching experience. You know what I mean? He has experience with the younger players in college, which that's who we're gonna the pool every year you draft. That's who you drafted, the college players. He has been out there these many years as coach of Michigan, scouting, making visits. So he knows a lot of these guys and know their potential and what they can do. Obviously, he knows what he's doing. Because look at Michigan now. What's Michigan right now? Number 2 in the nation? Hold on, let me double check. Yeah, Michigan right now is number 2 in the nation behind Georgia at 8-0. Michigan is 8-0, bro. Number 2 in the nation. He knows something. Now, the rumor has it that if he wants to become a head coach, that he would want control of being the GM as well. Do you want to give a singular individual that much, not just power, but that many hats? Will he be able to focus on being a head coach if he's acting as GM as well? Because ain't that the same thing we're saying with, can McDaniels be a head coach and the offensive coordinator? Maybe he should relinquish being a coordinator and just to focus on being a head coach. That's what Biaggia did. When we had him, he relinquished being the special teams coach. Well, he dealt with the special teams, but the special teams was okay. They did not want to tamper with the offensive defensive coordinator a couple of years ago. They want everything to remain the same. They said that's the reason why Biaggia, Biaggia was the one that they made as interim, because then you didn't have to touch the offense and defensive coordinator because we were in the mix. But see, you got to remember, we didn't fire Gruden. The league kept shaking that fucking branch. You better do something about it or else. Mark Davis said, fuck you, I'm not doing shit. Then they released more emails. See, that's how you know, hey, fuck the NFL. That's what I'm going to say. And the commissioner. Yeah, you signed an extension. I hope John Gruden's fucking case goes to court, and all these emails has to be used as evidence, and everything comes to light. I hope your whole fucking regime crumbles in the NFL just because of that bullshit. Some shit that Gruden said 10 years ago, and I know it wasn't mainly, it had nothing to do with, I know there was some sexist remarks and whatnot and almost racial type shit, but I think the bottom line is when he read those motherfucking emails of Gruden dissing his ass, I think he got butthurt. I think the commissioner got butthurt reading those emails that was dissing him, and this is what happened. And they started leaking these motherfucking emails. Now they try to say that it was the owner of Washington at the time to try, and him too though. That's some whole shit too though, to try to delay or get the focus off of him is why they leaked it out. It didn't work. But see, that's what I'm saying. These guys that own teams, they win for losing. They win for losing. How much he bought the team for and what he sold it for? He came up. Same like the owner of the Clippers. How much did he buy the team for and what did he end up selling it for? He came the fuck up. That's an investment of a lifetime to go from hundreds of millions to multiple billion-dollar team that you sell your team for. Wow. It's like, you know what I mean? Look, bro, we're gonna have to. They got this information on you. You're gonna have to go ahead and sell the team. Yeah, bro, it's just coming to an end. And these are hobbies to a lot of these guys that own these teams. This ain't their primary source of income. This is like they side hustle, or like, you know what I mean. Sometimes you might be the kind of enthusiast to rebuild a '65 Mustang, you know what I mean, from the ground up. Rebuild it, refurbish it, knock out the dents, the rust spots, get everything back, new chrome, all that. And you keep it either to enjoy, but there's going to come a time when it's time to sell it. And you're going to definitely sell it for more than what you probably put into it because you did all the work to it. You didn't pay somebody to restore your car. You did it as a hobby. So it's cheaper. You did all the work and effort. And it probably took you a long time, but it was a hobby. That's all these football teams, these sports teams are to these rich ass dudes, these billionaires who own major corporations, but just turn to baseball, football, basketball, hockey as just a hobby. You know what I mean? Well, I love football. I never could play. Fuck it, I'm gonna buy a team and share my. Hey, fuck it, I can own a team. I never played professional football, but I can sure in the hell own one. Ha ha ha! Cheers, rich people. You know what I mean? So that's all it is to these dudes. But yeah, I believe the commissioner was on some scandalous shit with the owner of the Washington at the time, Redskins, Commanders, whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? They was in cahoots, and now it looks like it's gonna backfire. So every email that was ever sent through Washington over the past 10 years, maybe even more, maybe even some comments made by the commissioner or other owners, it's gonna come to light. Why? Just pay attention to the owners that step up and be like, they probably tell the Gruden, hey Gruden, please, can you drop the lawsuit, please? You're like, fuck no. After y'all made me have to lose my job, oh, y'all about to lose y'all. Fuck y'all. So that's what's gonna happen, man. I think it's gonna be a real dirty situation. Now look, okay, say we go into the pool, we're looking for a head coach. Say we fire McDaniels at the end of the year, which is, if you do move away from him, the end of the year is what you do. I don't give a damn. You don't fire him right now, because then you really gonna just look fucking awkward. You know what I mean? And it's really it doesn't serve no purpose. Firing him right now ain't gonna make the team better. You know what I mean? Just like we thought getting rid of Carr was gonna make this team better. How'd that work out? We're still horrible in the red zone, and that was the fix-all. Garoppolo was supposed to come and help us in the red zone. You know what I mean? And then here's another admittance that a lot of fans make. That's like a double standard type shit. People say Garoppolo was only successful in San Francisco because he had a defense and an offensive. No, he didn't really have no offensive line because that's how he got hurt. He had a defense, right? That was what it was said. He had a defense. So, him coming to the Raiders, do we have a defense? Or are we still trying to build one? Because in a rebuild, in the 7th game into the second season, you have not built this defense yet. You added some parts. You added a safety, a corner, linebacker, 2 defensive tackles. You added some parts. But like I said, in the thing that I read, they said you don't build for right now in the draft when you're rebuilding. You're drafting for tomorrow. See, that's why Ja'Cory Bennett ain't ready now. Aiden O'Connell is not ready now. Chris Smith ain't ready now. Byron Young ain't ready now. Severa not ready now. Tyree Wilson is not ready now. But these are your guys that will be ready. See, that's how you know it's a rebuild, the way they drafted. They drafted for guys that will be. Trey Tucker ain't he's in the offense, but he's not where he can be. Michael Mayer is, but they made good choices though. They made good draft picks. You just got to allow the process to happen. But everybody's so in a rush, they want to stop the process. Because I'm going to tell you, fire McDaniels, whatever coach you bring in here, he might say, Michael Mayer ain't the type of line or tight end I want. Trey Tucker ain't the type of receiver I want. Ja'Cory Bennett ain't the type of corner I want. And what's that going to come back to? Getting rid of those guys. So now we just wasted a year or 2 years of draft picks for a new regime to come in here and flip it and switch it all around again. So now we're sitting around for another 10, 20 years waiting for what it is that the new coach was supposed to. You're not promised success. Everything's a gamble. Everything. So, I mean, if you're willing to gamble on the potential of, for instance, like they said, like when we drafted Jamarcus Russell, they said when you draft number 1 overall quarterback that's a bust, that can set your team back 5 years. And lo and behold, what the hell did it do? More than it was 7 years that it set us back. 7 years it set us back until we found Carr in 2014 and then went with him. We didn't get no success out of that. Now you got Aiden O'Connell. Yeah, you got Aiden O'Connell because he was there during the draft last year. But if we do bad this year and we get a high draft pick with all, do you know how many potentially good quarterbacks are going to be in this draft? I don't think there's been a draft like this that's coming in a long time. Like you got very, very damn good quarterbacks coming out of college this next draft. But you don't have to be top 1 or 2. Everybody say Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams is not the only competent quarterback coming out of college this year. Period. You got Penix in Washington, Bo Nix at Oregon. You got Hughes at Texas. You got like I said, you do have Caleb Williams though. You got old boy from see, now I gotta remember the schools, bro. I remember fucking is it South Carolina? The quarterback from South Carolina? I can't remember. But you got a shit. Oh, and not to mention Shedeur Sanders out of Colorado, and the list goes on. You got quarterbacks out there, bro, that you can actually build a nice offense around. So don't just think Caleb Williams is that's the only quarterback in this draft, and after that, that's it. Nah, not this year, bro. Trust me. This is gonna be one of those years where there's gonna be multiple quarterbacks that can be built around to lead a franchise. But what type of quarterback? See, and here's the thing, though. They're all not the same type of quarterback. They're all different. That's the beauty of it. You got pocket passers. You got mobile quarterbacks. You got left-handers. You got right-handers. You got a multitude of quarterbacks coming out. But it's all about what that franchise needs and what they're looking for. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm like, that's why I be optimistic and I be hesitant. Like, don't move so fast, bro. So take a breath, let shit settle. Sometimes you just let the season play out. Because after the season is going to tell you what to do. That record and the production or the lack thereof is going to tell you what to do. That's why you can't worry about it. Life always shows you what to do. Now, whether you listen to life and pay attention to what it's showing you and make the due diligence on the adjustments that need to be made, that's what you're supposed to do. But don't just panic and then jump to conclusions. Don't jump to conclusions. You know what I mean? Like saying your girl cheated and find out that she wasn't. She was running off secretly, getting you that 65 Mustang being refurbished and brought back that you always said, I wish I had a 65 Mustang. So she been out there trying to get that shit together. But you think she out there cheating. You accuse her. You go on her phone, you see Bob's name in there. Who the fuck is Bob? And she don't want to tell you because it's going to ruin the surprise. Bob is the motherfucker that's working on your car that she got you. You know what I mean? Oh, you out there? Yeah, you out there being loose. Get all your shit and go. Did she tell you? She don't want to tell you the surprise to ruin it. It'll come to find out she wasn't cheating on you. She was trying to surprise you. How did you pay for the car? You asked her. And she says, fuck, you always told me I'm sitting on $1 million. No, let me quit now. Hey, that's not cheating. I went and bought a fucking car for you. But you paid with ass? Yeah. That's the only thing I had that was worth anything. You could have gave him some throat. No, let me quit. But yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. What I say is there's more than one cause for shit. You know what I mean? It's more than one cause. Like, for instance, here's a good idea. And this is a real true story that happened to my parents' house some years ago. Some boys that lived behind in another house behind where my parents stayed was in the little shed, which is right behind our garage or their garage, my parents' garage. And they were in there smoking, and I guess they put the doobie out, and the doobie caught some shit on fire. And man, that motherfucker caught on fire. Not to mention that it was in the summertime. Not to mention that all the it was right next to this big old fucking tree that was dry with a whole bunch of kindling type shit in there to just. So what I'm saying is that shit came ablaze. I tried my dumb ass. I remember I was visiting them that for a week. I tried to grab the hose and put that shit out, bruh. A fire like that happened in the backyard of my parents' house and burnt down the whole garage. Wasn't no stopping it. But what happened to cause that fire to become so much of an enraging inferno and taking the trees and garages and shit out? What happened? For one, it took the fact that they tossed the doobie. Not just that they tossed the doobie, but the doobie still was lit, had a spark to it. Not to mention that it was in the summertime and shit was dry. Not to mention that it was also by a tree that had like a lot of dry bristles and shit on the. So like kindling is like, you know what I mean? Everything factored into the same outcome. A big enraging fire. A lot of, you know what I mean? It took a multiple things to happen for that instance to happen. That's just like with teams losing. It takes a lot of shit to happen. It ain't just one individual. I don't believe every play call McDaniels made is horrible. I went and watched the film and I seen motherfuckers wide open that the quarterback did not look. How you gonna blame Garoppolo? Man, he not even looking for Devontae. Remember we were saying that shit earlier this season? He's not even looking for Devontae. Devontae wide open. That's not play calling. The play call made Devontae wide open. What happened is the motherfucker that's quarterbacking the play call did not go to the open man. So it took a multitude of things, but one thing it was not the play call. Period. We seen receivers just this last game. Michael Mayer was wide open. The announcers was even calling it. Oh man, he had Mayers wide open. That's not the play call. The play call is what allowed Mayer to get wide open. Hoyer didn't throw it to him. That's what I'm saying. So sometimes you get so stuck in tunnel vision that because of the outcome was unsuccessful, we're just gonna say, oh, it was unsuccessful because of the play call. Nah. Play call was okay, was good. It got the motherfucker open. What was bad was the execution of that play call, where Hoyer did not see the man, or overthrew the man, or underthrew the man, or you know what I mean, or threw an interception. McDaniels don't call the play and get out there and execute the play. Now, him being the head coach, he's going to take the bigger burden of the failures of this team because he's the head coach. It's like being a parent. If I raise my parent to the best of my ability, but my son is out there doing drugs, robbing motherfuckers, gangbanging, who they going to look at? Who's to blame? That's why when parents say, when you go out in that world out there, you behave yourself because you are a fucking reflection of me. Because whatever you go out there and do, they're going to look at me like I allowed it. And I'm at fault if I did. So it's just like being a parent. Just like being a fucking parent. That's why it's so important that you try to raise your kids, because your kids is a reflection of you. That's why I get the blame, even though I didn't raise my son to go do drugs or gangbang or rob people or whatever, hit and run or none of that shit. I didn't raise him to do none of that. But if he goes out there and does that, I'm the blame. That's a head coach. That's exactly the head coach. So that's why Josh McDaniels gets the blame. Everybody's talking about this. Oh, he's not a leader of men. Who the fuck leads you? Do you got another man leading you? Usually it's your fellow players that lead you because you're on the field together, like being in the military. Shit, the motherfuckers out there executing the play in war ain't on the front line with you. The motherfucker executing the play, he back here where it's safe. With his binoculars. All right, I need you guys to go. He ain't leading. He's directing. But it's on the individual to lead themselves. Tell me what to do. Tell me how you want it done. And I'll get out there and do it. Talk about he can't lead men. Man, no, don't. I go to work every fucking day. Ain't nobody at my fucking job leading me nowhere. The fuck I let a grown-ass man lead me anywhere? I'll lead my motherfucking self. Just tell me what you need done. Move out the fucking way. And that's how football should be. Who the fuck was leading Michael Jordan? You know what I mean? Don't say the head coach. Head coach drew up the play. He gave you direction. He gave you the map. But he wasn't in front of you like, follow me. Let me get out here on the court with you. This is what you do. This is how you cross over. Who was leading motherfucking Jerry Rice? Wasn't the head coach. McDaniels don't lead men. McDaniels is a fucking offensive dude. What the fuck you got your offensive dude leading the defensive end, leading the linebacker, leading the corner, leading the defensive tackle? That's like having fucking Patrick Graham be the motherfucking offensive coordinator. What the fuck you got him doing that shit for? He can't lead. Can't lead no grown-ass man. Grown-ass man got to be responsible for himself. Give me the directions, and I'll lead the way. And that's what coaches do. Give you the directions. This is how this play is to be ran. This is what you look for. Go out there and execute it. You don't lead you can't lead a motherfucker. That's how you do it. That's what a coach does. Leading him means he's out there. You're out there on the field with him, showing him how to do it. Just like motherfucker like Tyree Wilson and Max Crosby. Max Crosby is a leader of men. Okay, rookie, just take my lead. What does that mean when somebody say take my lead? I mean follow him. I'm gonna show you how to do this shit. I'm gonna show you. Take my lead. Come on. That's a leader of men. Your peer. You know what I mean? You don't have no. If you got a coach that's motherfucking 80 years old, that motherfucker ain't gonna lead. What the fuck he gonna lead you to? I'm gonna give you the directions. I'm gonna give you the blueprint. I'm gonna give you the blueprint of building the house, but you build that shit. You know what I mean? If motherfuckers get shit so out of context, he's not a good leader of men. Motherfucker, you only say that shit because you heard some other dumbass say that shit. I heard so many dumbasses. I hear this is the shit that's funny as shit. I keep hearing the same old motherfucking monikers being spit from ear from mouth to ear from mouth. And it's the same shit that it came from a certain individual. And everybody's taking it and running with it as gospel. Oh, he doesn't lead men. How you just say that shit because you heard somebody else say that shit, bruh. You don't even know what the fuck leading a man is. Like I said, if you're a man, why do I need another fucking man to lead me? Just show me what to do, and I'm gonna get out there and do it. Just like being at work. I don't need you to do my job for me. That's what you talk about leading a man, is showing you how to do your job. Like I said, Max Crosby with Tyree Wilson. That is a leader of men. Showing you how to do your job. A coach is going to tell you how to do your job. Hey, make sure when you come off the snap that you do such and such. That is giving you directions. He's not driving the car for you. You know what I mean? He's giving you directions. Hey, Pyro, it be word for word. Hey, do you guys remember that game? I don't know if y'all ever played it in school where you sat in a circle when you was a little kid. And like the teacher tell you, okay, I want you to say caramel apples are delicious. And then you tell your friend, caramel apples are delicious. And then they tell you, then they go and then they tell their friend, candied apples are delicious. And then the next one say, candy apples dipped in caramel are delicious. And then by the time it come all the way around, green frogs croak louder at night. How the fuck did it become that? How did it go from caramel apples are delicious to green frogs croak louder at night? And that's why I said you can't regurgitate the shit you hear without putting any fucking effort into researching it. That's it. You got to start thinking for yourself. Now, see, now he's not leading a man. Sometimes when you follow a dumbass, it's just you're leading another dumbass. You're letting a dumbass lead another dumbass, like the blind leading the blind. There it is. The shit just be fucking, man, you hear it. Every time you hear this certain shit that motherfuckers are saying, and I'm like, I went and watched this motherfucker's channel and I heard him say that shit. Now this motherfucker's in my chat saying the same exact thing that this motherfucker said, and what he said is dumb as shit. Dumb as shit. Like, we don't even, and it's an age of technology where we're so lazy now, and this is the thing where the saying goes, the same thing will make you laugh and make you cry. And what I mean by that is having technology to make everything so easy, so effortless that it makes you cry. Kind of like, for instance, you go to jail, right? You got to call somebody to see if they can either bail you out or whatnot, or you get recogged to. but you can't remember the number because you had it in your cell phone, because all you do is just hit their name in your cell phone, so you don't remember their number. Now you don't know. Now you don't remember nobody's number to call to get recog. If you want to get released on your own recognizance, you have no address and no number to call for them to talk to verify that is where you stay, where you can be recog to. The same thing will make you laugh. Oh, technology, I ain't got to remember phone numbers no more. I just hit a button and bam. It will make you cry. Damn, what's mom's number? What's my girl's number? Fuck. Nah, so I ain't got no number to call nobody. So I can't get recog. You know what I mean? That is what I mean by that. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I appreciate y'all, man. This is some good conversation. Hold on. You know what? Hey, hold on, good stuff. So, like, you might be talking about Hondo. Hondo, I give a credit to, because for one, he is not a Raider fan. Now, we know content creators that's not really Raider fans, but act like they are. Hondo will tell you, I'm not a Raider fan. The only thing I can give you information on is what I see and from people I talk to. Now, there is a point that you can't say the locker room has been lost. Maybe now you can say that now. Maybe it's going in that direction. But after that Green Bay game, no, they fought their ass off to win that game. New England, they fought their ass off to win that game. So they didn't quit. There was no signs of them quitting. Now, it was a close game with teams that ain't that great, but shit, we ain't that great, so it was a perfect battle. You know what I mean? Man, like I said, you taking other people's shit. Oh, you know what I heard? Like the rumor shit. It can just go on and on forever, bro. Like I said, put some effort into it. Technology is at your fingertips with Google, man. Just look it up. Just type in the little search bar, latest Raider rumors. But don't even look at the rumors, because for clickbait, people make up shit. I be reading they fucking shit on their little thumbnail. I'm like, oh shit. And then when I click on it, it's like a supposedly Raider fan, but I know the voice that he uses, an AI voice. So what he's doing is script to speech. He'll write out what he wants it to say, and the AI will say it in that voice, because I know because I got the program too. I got the AI program too. I can have motherfuckers on here sound like somebody and say something different, say whatever I want them to say. By either I can even go speech to speech, or I can go print to speech, text to speech, and be in that person's voice. But I know there's one particular AI voice that a lot of people use, the same one. And this so-called Raider fan dude putting shit out there on the thumbnail, making it seem like, somebody got traded or whatnot. And you click on it, and it's just a question asked: should we trade? So I'm like, here we go. Like, my thumbnail is clickbait, or my title, but not really though. You just gotta pay attention to the punctuation marks. Like mine say, "Good morning, Raider Nation. Raiders fire Josh McDaniels." It's a question, Raiders, because I seen somebody post that he got fired. I seen a post that somebody put up that Josh McDaniels got fired, and that's why I asked the question: Raiders fire Josh McDaniels? No. Would you fire him right now? No. You do content over where? Because if we move on from McDaniels, we got to have a game plan. We got to have a legitimate game plan. Like I said, the hiring of Josh McDaniels and Ziegler, to me, was not bad by Mark Davis. Because who was the best resume-wise? Because when you hire somebody, you go over their resume. That's the reason why you make one. They want to know what kind of experience you have. McDaniels has the experience of being in an organization that had structure as well as championship rings. You can't, those are two things that we needed here. We need structure and we want more championship rings. So, I mean, he had to be the best available with that resume. Now, is he working out? We all speaking from the outside looking in. We don't know what the game plan is. I'm pretty sure Ziegler, McDaniels, and Mark Davis all sat together and they laid it out. Look, we're going to try to win while we're trying to rebuild. We're not trying to tank. We're trying to win, but at the same time, we're rebuilding at the same time. So it all depends on the production. And to rebuild and to try to win at the same time is that shit hard to do, bro. Because your rookies ain't at their peak. You know what I mean? They're not at their prime. They're learning. So of course their production now is not going to be as good as what it can be and what they hope for it to be. So when you got a lot of new guys on this team, rookies that is, you got old veterans that been, you know what I mean? But we didn't go after old veterans. We went after veterans that are still in their prime in their mid-20s. I thought that was brilliant. We did not go out there in free agency sign an old-ass team. Now, Marcus Peters, on the other hand, I didn't expect him to come in here and be a Pro Bowler. But what I did expect him to do, like we're talking about leaders of men, I was hoping that he would lead these young secondary players, the rookies, teach them how to be a corner, a professional corner. Because don't forget, at one time in his prime, Marcus Peters was the shit. But he doesn't have it anymore. It just is what it is. It's gone. Like Chandler Jones. Once upon a time, in Chandler Jones's prime, he was the shit. You don't have it no more. It's just that's the way life works. You're not gonna. Michael Jordan ain't gonna be the Michael Jordan of '86. It just, you know what I mean? Father Time is undefeated. He's undefeated. So, like I said, man, it's a process. These young guys ain't ready, and to try to win now and rebuild at the same time, that is a very, very hard that's a hard task. You know what I mean? That's like me asking you to piss and nut at the same time. Good luck. You know what I mean? Good luck. You know what I mean? Spit and swallow at the same time. Try that shit. You either gonna drown on your own spit or you gonna suffocate yourself. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I see what they're trying to do. And it kind of would have been like, I guarantee you, we would not have no kind of problems with McDaniels if when they came in the first time as the new regime and said, this is a rebuild. We're going to go out there and we're going to scour the earth for players coming out of college, free agents that come and fit what we're trying to do. We're going to go out there and go get them and be aggressive. But it's not going to, and Ziegler did say that, it's not going to happen overnight. But y'all came in here trying to juggle the shit like, okay, we're gonna rebuild and we're gonna try to win at the same time, which is fine if you can pull it off. But that is a very, very difficult task to do, to try to juggle both rebuilding and to be competitive and beat and win games at the same time, bro, because one affects the other. You're drafting to rebuild a team is going to cause you to not be able to be at your full potential to win games. You know what I mean? It's a conflict. It's a conflict. And I guess they thought they would try and do it, and you know what I mean? That's why it makes perfect sense for everybody to be kind of like, well, shit, just put Aiden O'Connell in there and ride it out. Now, if that happens, you guys got to understand this. If Aiden O'Connell does take over and remains the starting quarterback for the rest of the year, Now, while they're struggling, trying to win now and rebuilding, they're gonna throw away the win now. Because we're not gonna win a lot of games with Aiden O'Connell. That's just facts. But you gotta be acceptable to it, because this is gonna be Aiden O'Connell's process of becoming that guy if he is him. But you gotta allow that to happen. Don't shit on Aiden O'Connell. Don't shit on the coach, because Aiden O'Connell looks to me he's learning the offense. And if you guys are more confident in Aiden O'Connell over Garoppolo and Hoyer, you know what that tells me? Y'all got double standards. Because if you really thought McDaniels was that bad, then you would say it don't matter what quarterback is in there, we're still not gonna do shit. Hoyer, Garoppolo, O'Connell is all gonna look the same. It's the same coach, the same play call. You can't try to dodge that shit. Don't say that we need Aiden O'Connell in there to start now, because Garoppolo and Hoyer ain't it. But you're saying there ain't it. Is it because they're not good, or is it because the play calling sucks? Because if the play calling sucks, guess what? Aiden O'Connell gonna suck too. You can't have it both. You know what I mean? Can't have it both. You can't go rah-rah Aiden and boo-boo McDaniels and expect Aiden to do good from you going rah-rah him and booing the guy that's giving him the play call for you to rah-rah. Conflict. That's what I be trying to tell y'all, man. Hey, you gotta pay attention to the whole overall picture. You can't think Aiden O'Connell is gonna come in here and make a difference, but he's still playing under the same play caller. You said McDaniels was horrible, right? So how is Aiden just gonna step in and change shit? And if Aiden is showing you promise, which he shows promise, right? You believe Aiden O'Connell could be that guy, right? Why do you believe that? You know, the same guy you say is a horrible play caller is the one that's developing him, right? You know it's McDaniels that's developing Aiden O'Connell to make Aiden O'Connell be promising, right? I'm just saying, another conflict. Can't have your cake and eat it too, bruh. It is what it is. You can't expect Aiden O'Connell to make a difference to come in and boo the play caller, because that's the plays Aiden O'Connell gonna run to be successful for you to be like, I told you Aiden O'Connell was the man. With that play call though, who called the play? Who's developing Aiden O'Connell? See, it's a conflict there. I'm just bringing it to your attention, just to let y'all know. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I appreciate each and every one of y'all pulling up this morning. You know what I mean? It's just like some shit that we want to talk about. Just the process. If we fire McDaniels now, what do we do? Who's the interim? You know what I mean? Who is there? Somebody on this team now that can be interim that you would be comfortable with being a head coach? Graham? You know what Ryan? Who do you have faith in? Or do you just let it ride out? Let McDaniels ride it out, and we'll see what happens after the season, what we look like. And then make your decision then, and then you're allowed to go ahead and interview candidates from other teams if that's the route you go. If you choose to fire McDaniels, this is the route you go. You go through the process correctly. Don't just be like, ooh. Like I said, the one guy that kind of moves needles because of his experience as being a head coach in the NFL and still is a coach, but in college, Harbaugh from Michigan, bro. I've been said that shit. He's the only one that makes sense, but it's the fucking power structure that kind of has me not at ease, because if he wants to be GM and head coach before he'll take any job, do you give him the keys to that shit? Do you give him the keys and be like, here, you're the GM, but you get rid of Ziegler? Or does you allow to keep Ziegler and let Harbaugh be coach, but be like maybe an assistant GM? under Ziegler, let them work together so they can get the right players that he needs. You know what I mean? And plus, he has all the inside scouting as well. Don't forget, he's out there scouting kids coming out of college, trying to get them to commit to Michigan. So he's been to their homes. He done talked to them on the phone. He done brought them to campus. He knows all these guys because they built a damn good college team right now. They're number 2 in the nation behind Georgia, bruh. And I applaud him on that one, bruh. He's been successful at both levels. So that might be something you might look into. But you won't mess with hardball until after the college season. You're still going. There's a playoff that they could be in right now at number 2. You know what I mean? The top 4 teams get into the playoffs. Michigan is number 2 right now, so they got action at being national champions still. So their season is going to still continue. You're still in the regular season. You know what I mean? We're only in October going into November. You don't even know his wifey number. Let me get down to, man, I probably done passed everybody up, man. Raider Paws, salute to you. Hey, you ever try to eat some coochie and smoke a blunt? Man, I burnt her motherfucking lips. But oh my God. She almost broke up with me, bro. I try to with the blunt in my mouth. And the cherry on the blunt was to this side. I was licking that little man in the boat, and then the little cherry hit her on the coochie lip, bro. Now she got a dark ass scar. No, let me quit. I'm lying. Johnny Tid Williams, what's the deal, man? Tops to you, man. Hey, salute to everybody out there, man. If this is your first time here, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that like, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Like I said, this is good back and forth banter. You know what I mean? This is like before you make moves, and this is with life too, not just football. Before you ever make any move, calculate each step with precision. Understand the cause and effect of you placing your left foot in front of you on the ground you're walking on at that time of day. Football's the same way. Before we just jump, it's kind of like being a lynch mob. You know what I mean? Oh, we get them because you automatically think they're guilty. Come to find out, you hung them in a public hanging and found out it wasn't him that did it. You know, that kind of shit. That's why I say I got to slow down, pump the brakes sometimes, and slow down and evaluate everything. Understand every action has an equal reaction. You know what I mean? So every time you make one move, there's going to be an effect from that. That's going to be equal. So we just got to, as the nation, we got to slow down. Understand what it is, the moves, what these moves make if you make them now or if you make them at the end of the season. You make it now, it's not going to bring us any win. It could, but I doubt it with all this young talent that they still try to develop. They're still developing as a part of this team as well. I don't see that happening. You know what I mean? You know, especially if a new interim comes in now, do they run with the same playbook? Or does he try to alter some shit? Does it work or does it fail? Even worse. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff you got to factor into it. I'm the kind of guy that be like, just let the season play out, bro. If you feel like the season is lost, firing the coach right now ain't gonna change nothing. Ain't gonna change nothing. Now you can go throw Aiden O'Connell in there and then allow him to get the reps he need and see what we have. But you got to be prepared to know that the season will probably be done if you go to Aiden, because he's going to have to go his path to learn and be developed the way he needs to be if he is that guy for us in the future. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? So if we do move on from McDaniels, I hope they take their time and get the right guy that can probably fit what the players we already have here into their system. So I don't want to turnover. I don't want a high turnover where we get rid of some of these young dudes before we even develop them to their potential, because they might go elsewhere and be stars. You know what I mean? So with that being said, man, you guys enjoy your Tuesday. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for pulling up with your boy Lunatic, man. I will be back tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern. It is the Good Morning Raider Nation Live podcast. I have not decided on what subject matter to talk on tomorrow, but once I'll change I'll put out a thumbnail. The thumbnail will be changed to that content. So with that being said, man, you guys enjoy your Thursday. I'm Lunatic Raider. You've been watching Good Morning Raider Nation live Raiders podcast with your boy Lunatic Man. And like I say about this time, I'm out this BIN.